Hey everyone, my name is Donald Kelly. I'm known as the Sales Evangelist, and I run a sales training firm out of South Florida called the Sales Evangelist Training Organization. We have a popular podcast called the Sales Evangelist, and I am in LinkedIn as well as a Salesforce influencer, and our podcast is part of the HubSpot podcast network. I tell you all of this because it comes down to something very simple, is that I love sales. I love evangelizing. I love sharing what works. And today I'm really excited to share with you one of the things that I've learned, several things that I've learned when it comes to LinkedIn that truly does work. And this can help you to leverage LinkedIn to not only grab the more prospects' attention, but to help you to be able to build more pipelines or more opportunities and increase your close rate. Many of us right now as sales professionals are trying to figure out ways how we can leverage LinkedIn, how we can best utilize this in a more effective way. And I'm pulling up my notes here because I'm going to show you some things on how you can demonstrate exactly how you can utilize LinkedIn. There's three main things that I'm going to tell you. And at the end, I'm going to give you a challenge. Yes, you're going to get some homework from this. You're here at this awesome conference. You're here to get some amazing insights. You have some fantastic speakers, but we need to make sure whatever we learn, we put a plan in place. The last thing I want to do is to give you information that you're not applying and that you're not seeing results with. I know it's pretty exciting to hear these stuff, but we got to put a plan in place. So I want you to learn. All right, money. So here we go. LinkedIn by far is the biggest platform for you to be able to find your ideal customers if you're selling B2B. Let me give you some stats and help you to understand some things here. LinkedIn right now just reached the billion mark. They have over 1 billion users on the platform. Now, before some of you jump out and tell me, Donald, well, not everybody is active. Well, go find me a platform where everyone is active that is a user. Not everyone. However, there's a large percentage of your ideal customers that may be available, and you just need to know how to reach out to those individuals and to have conversations with them. And I'm going to share with you a part of that what you can do a part of that process. There are three things that we want to emphasize. It's called connect, share, and engage. Again, those three things are connect, share, and engage. Now, what I mean by connect, share, and engage, the first step is that you need to build your pipeline of your ideal customers, people that more than likely would buy from you. When I connect with people sometimes and I talk to them about their LinkedIn connection pool, they and tell them to do an audit. They might, look at me like I have three heads. Like, what is an audit? The easiest way to do this audit is to go to your LinkedIn profile, and I'll share my screen here for a quick second. You go to your LinkedIn profile. You go onto your profile, You go down to your connections. You can easily get here, just click on network, click on all your connections, and then you can do a search. So let's say that I am in the auto industry. Well, if I go and search with my connection, I'm not going to see a lot of people pop up for automotive because I'm not in automotive industry. Maybe I'm in a marketing space. So I can go ahead and click that and search. So then it starts pointing out some people that have marketing in their title that I'm connected to. What I like to do is I like to look at the number of individual with this. You can go and do a deeper search when you click on all of the filters, and it can start to get an idea of how many people here that I have connections with marketing in their title or related. So there's quite a lot that have that. So that's pretty decent, pretty neat. It sometimes give you an exact number. And if you pull this in Sales Navigator, you can get that exact number. But when I connect with people and I tell them to do an audit and they do a search for their ideal customer profile, say again, you're in the market, if I'm in a marketing space and I do this and I only get a small percentage of people that have marketing, say like 5% of those individuals or 10% of those individuals that have marketing, I find myself with a problem. What this means is that, let's say the other 90% of the people that I'm connected to have nothing to do with what I do. They probably could never buy from me. Maybe there's some strategic alliance partners in there. Maybe some people that can give me introductions, but it's probably built up of people that you met in college or friends or past coworkers who may not be your ideal customer. So what I tell you is that you need to connect with your ideal customer. Make sure you get to the point where about 50% of the people you're connected with could buy from you. That's not going to happen overnight. It's not an exact algorithm that we find on LinkedIn. It's not something that people have recommended from articles. This is just something that I like to look at as a default for me or for the clients that I work with. I want to make sure that 50% of those people that will see that are out there that may see my posts could actually purchase from me, could actually put money down and could buy something. So here's one strategy how you can do to go about increasing that. Is I want you to send out about 5 to 10 connection requests to people who are your ideal customers every single day. Now, let's go back and think about this when you look at it. If I'm reaching out to people, and this is not a crazy number that LinkedIn will flag you and say that you're trying to spam people, 5 to 10 individuals in your space is pretty realistic of what somebody probably would do in a day. But 5 to 10 people who are your ideal customer, 5 to 10 people who you send a personalized connection request to, 5 to 10 of those people are more than likely to be able to respond to you. And let's say half of that, let's just go with 10 for instance, 10 people per day. And I'm going to be even more conservative. Let's say 5 individuals per day. 5 individuals per day over the course of 5 days per week is 25 individuals. Over the course of a month, 4 weeks, that's 100 individuals that you're reaching out to. Let's say 50% of those people, 50 of them actually connect back with you. You just added that month 50 new people who could be ideal customers, who are in that sweet spot, that Goldilocks zone, that said, yes, I would like to connect back with you, Donald. And that's pretty darn important. That's pretty darn cool right there in the first instance. So that's the first strategy you need to do. Connect with your ideal customers every single day. The next thing that I want to tell you to do is to share. Right now is around 3%, maybe 3 to 4% of those 1 billion people that LinkedIn has on a platform is actually sharing content on the platform regularly. There are billions of impressions that are happening on a day-to-day basis, but only those 1 to that 3% of people that are posting are getting it. Most of us are going on LinkedIn and we're sitting back and we're just chilling and we're just looking and just trying to, we don't want to make ourselves stand out too much, or we don't want to make ourselves seem like we are know-it-all, or try to be somebody we're not, or it may seem like we don't know enough to post something. That's the biggest farce that I'll tell you. What happens oftentimes is people say LinkedIn is a professional network, so I don't want to seem unprofessional by posting something to my peers that doesn't sound good. Screw that. Listen, don't worry about your peers. What you're worried about is your prospect. And usually your prospect don't know as much as you do. You're probably in a space where you're in the, let's go back to the marketing space. You're in marketing space. How many of your ideal customers actually know everything there is to know about marketing? Well, if they did, they wouldn't want to do business with you. So therefore, they're interested in learning more about it. We have what we call the curse of knowledge. And this goes back to Pat Flynn, where sometimes we know something so much that we don't talk about it because we feel that everyone already knows it, or people might criticize it. Talk about it, because those basic things, the people that are in your network that are more likely to buy from you need that. So I would tell you what you should post. You can post curated content. Find articles that are interesting. Find blogs, find topics people are talking about. Share those and share your thoughts on it. Easiest one. Number 2, and which is my favorite, is to think about the top objections that your prospect give you on a regular, whatever those objections are, such as, hey, we do this in-house, or, we don't believe in outsourcing our development team, or whatever it is. Maybe it's like something to the nature of, not like the ones where it's like buying stuff. Technically could, but if you say like, this type of service costs too much, all of those could be great posts that you do. The same way you would handle those objections, the same thing you want to do when it comes towards those posts. Give some education. Explain the reason why those things are those things are so expensive, or they are valued at that much, or perhaps why most people don't like outsourcing their development. So you might tell them, put that as a subject, as your main line at the very top of your post. It doesn't. Outsourcing my development team is a waste. Now, I know some of you might get offended, but listen to me. I'm just clickbaity. But what I would tell you then is use a feel, felt, found model. You might say something like, I know many of you feel this way. Some of the prospects that we've worked with, the clients that we've worked with in the past, have felt that way because blankety blank, go into the pain, because some of the companies they work with weren't professional enough. They never gave them a true scope. They were always over budget, and they never actually delivered on time. What they found, however, working with a team that, 1, is understanding of their industry and their process, 2, has professionals that are working around the clock, 3, that understands how to shave off blah, blah, blah. The point is I'm giving the resolution to that. And I end it by saying, Any of you ever felt that same way? But the point is, I'm sharing this whole message, a text message on LinkedIn platform. I do the feel, felt, found, and this can resonate with those 50% of the people that are in my pool. People start engaging on this post. They like it, they comment, they share it. Now, this is where the money comes in. What I do then is that I reach out to those individuals and I send a personal connection request to people who engage on it. I might see somebody that's a CEO of a startup. I might say, Dave, thanks so much for engaging on my post about development, permission to connect. There's a reason why Dave engaged on that post. More than likely, he's going to start a conversation. Maybe Dave has experience like that in the past. And I might, once he connects with me back, I might say, Dave, out of curiosity, what made you engage on that post? I take it that you've had experiences with development houses. Like, yeah, we've tried using outsourced development. It didn't work in the past, but it's exactly what you said in a post, is that we just, the organization we work with weren't professional enough. Well, Dave, if I could share with you, I totally get where you're coming from, because many of our clients felt the same way as I shared in that post. It sounds like there's an interest if you could find the right company. Is that correct? Yeah, that's something that I'd be open to. Well, great. What I'd love to do is set up a time if you're open to it. If you're open to it, I would love to share with you maybe 5 to 7 minutes on how we work and to see if we could help with some of your future projects. Yeah, Donald, that'd be great. Now I just got an appointment with a prospect from that post. Now I want to clarify something. Don't think if you do this post, all of a sudden, all these people are going to come and flock to your post and want to buy from you. This takes time. It's got to be consistent. You got to post often. And what I mean by often is once a week. Everybody here can post on LinkedIn once a week, something curated or something educational. Answer the challenges, the questions that your prospect have, and they esteem you or see you as that thought leader or as that expert. The final thing is to engage, connect, share, and engage. And I just gave you the answer with that when it comes to going back through your posts, looking and see who commented, looking and see who liked, and to engage with those people. The final bonus tip that I would give you though, connect, share, and engage. And this one is permission to ask a question. Works time and time again. Now that you've connected with a bunch of people on LinkedIn who are your ideal customer, you're sharing content, educational stuff regularly, you're depositing money, so to speak, into the bank of these people. And what starts to happen, these individuals will come back to you and say, instead of you going back and pitching these individuals on LinkedIn right out the gate, what you can do is let it vest for a little bit. Let them, see your content. Let them learn about you and understand what the content you're posting on LinkedIn. But what starts to happen as a byproduct of this is that you could tap into your network. So if I go back and do that filter and I search and I see. If I go back in and I do that filter and I search and I can see from my post there that people are actually connecting back to my stuff, they're engaging with me, I can use this permission to ask a question, direct message. So send that direct message to that prospect and say something to the nature of somebody that you've connected with for the past couple of weeks now, somebody that's in your network, somebody that's an ideal customer, and say like, Lisa, permission to ask a question. More than likely, Lisa is going to respond and say, sure, what's up, Donald? And then I can give that pitch because I just got her permission essentially to pitch her. I would say, Lisa, I see that you guys are growing your sales team on LinkedIn. See that you guys are hiring more and more individuals. Not sure if you know exactly what we do. We help new sellers to be able to thrive, especially when it comes to outbound, and seasoned sellers so they can maximize LinkedIn to generate at least 3 to 5 appointments per week. Would you be open to seeing how we do this? And could this be something that can help your team build pipeline? Because Lisa respects me, she sees my post, she's going to respond to me rather than me sending out a cold email to Lisa. We've become, again, colleagues, so to speak, online. She's respected me. We're not best friends where we go fishing together. But the fact is, Lisa will more than likely respond when you do the permission to ask a question. Those are the 3 things and that bonus is, I'll tell you, to utilize LinkedIn. I do those every single day. And I utilize these efforts to be able to help me to land 3 to 5 appointments per week. If you want to get, I have a document that outlines those ideas of how you can generate appointments from LinkedIn. You can find that information. Go to thesalesevangelist.com. If you want to get access to those 5 things, 5 ways to make connections, go to salesevangelist.com/LinkedIn5. Again, it's salesevangelist.com/LinkedIn5, and you'll be able to get access to those 5 ways that you can generate appointments with your prospects on LinkedIn. My name is Donald C. Kelly. I am the Sales Evangelist, and I'm truly grateful to be able to speak with you. Have a great conference.